All of us have memories, and some of them we'd like to forget. I've got some that I want to remember. Coming up next on Pastor Bob's Coffee Break. Have faith, treasure family, enjoy friends. I've used this one before. I love it. I love the message of it. You know, it's white, which is not my favorite color, but the message is awesome. And I want to share some memories, and especially some about my dad. You know, my dad passed away 6 months ago now, and he was almost 90. He would have been 90 last month. My parents were married for 70 years. Long time, huh? And I don't think anyone has influenced my life as much as he has and my mom has. I still have my mom with me, which I'm very thankful for. She's my best friend, and we live here in this house together and take care of each other, which is really awesome. And you know, it's just been such a wonderful thing for me to have the kind of parents that I have, and not all of you have had that experience, and I'm sorry that you haven't, but you know, you can become those people that you wished you would have had in your life. So like I said, this is my dad's memorial picture here, and like I said, he has been gone now for 6 months. Very hardworking man. He and my mom met in seminary, and then he went on to be a farmer, which he really enjoyed, and took care of the family farm. That was passed down from my grandfather, and etc. And but I have some great memories, and you know, so many of the things that I talk about. This one we did yesterday. Dream big. God is always dreaming bigger. It's from my dad. This one, every problem is an opportunity. I heard this 1,000 times from my dad. And his way of dealing with situations, of getting through difficulties, and dreaming about the future and not being afraid to dream is the reason that I've accomplished a lot in my life. Not because I had any special formula, it's because I had the best cheerleader, my dad. And here's an awesome picture of, I don't even know what year this is. It's got to be very early 70s, I think. My hair wasn't real long then. Had a little fro. But, you know, even when I had the huge fro, and I mean huge, it was, yeah, right about there, seriously. And even when I had that, you know, he was still right there with me, still supporting me, didn't like the hair very much. But, you know. So I woke up with some memories this morning, and they're memories of, well, baseball. I know. I am not really a sports guy. I've never have been, never really played it, and not very good at it. Some people are great at it, and I like that, and good for you. I kind of took the path of music instead. But my dad always wanted to make sure that we got out, and my dad was a little bit on the shy side, and he didn't really like to be around people very much. And I mean, he was great one-on-one or with a couple people, and very wise and very encouraging. And all my friends, you know, up until the day he died, really would love to come and just chat with him and glean from wisdom, and you know. So it wasn't. I mean, we went out and we did things as a family a lot. Lots of little vacations, lots of, you know, touring, lots of history tours, you know, whatever. But I remember, and I probably was maybe 7, he took us to a baseball game. Now, we lived near Billings, Montana, 30 miles away in a little town of 150 people. Yeah, not 150,000, 150. Little tiny town. And Billings was the largest city, and it was 30 miles from us. So we went to a game, and you know, the stadium wasn't huge, and it was a huge treat for us. I didn't really understand the game that much, and the game wasn't the thing that fascinated me. I remember mostly all the people walking around selling cotton candy and pennants and not not pennants, pendants. There's a little difference, huh? There weren't a lot of Catholic bishops walking around offering pennants. No. So I remember that, but I especially just remember being together as a family. So we went out to our car afterwards, and the windshield was smashed, and in the front seat was a baseball. It was the one that went over the the stand and into our car. And so we went in and to see if they had insurance for it and all that stuff. And while they were there, my dad had the ball in his hand and he said, could we have all the guys on the team sign this? And which was huge. And so they did. And my dad gave the ball to me. He said, you'll remember this. And I did. So not long afterwards, my sister died. It was a huge, huge loss for our family. And she was awesome. I don't really remember her ever doing anything wrong. She was, well, my mom always says that she was an angel. Just amazing. So she died, and she died in a hospital in Denver, Colorado. They had her there at the Children's Hospital trying to save her life. And, it was a very traumatic thing. And I remember afterwards just how grieved my parents were, with the whole thing, especially my dad. He grieved so long. He was so miserable. He cried all the time. And he's such a great family man, So we decided to move to California during the winters because my dad's a farmer, and during the winters there's not anything to do in Montana but wait till the snow melts and get back to the farming. So we would go to school in California during the winter and then return to Montana. So the first year we went was 1963. And my sister had died the year before, and so this was kind of a new beginning. It was still real difficult. And I remember one day my dad said, you and I are going to the World Series. Now, my dad hadn't really been out much. I know it was a big, big push for himself to get out with that many people, and especially because he'd been grieving so hard. But he took me to the World Series, the Dodgers versus the Yankees, 1963. And I still didn't understand baseball, and I still didn't know what was really going on down there. 1963, I would have been 11. But I remember just being with my dad and being there because he wanted me to experience this with him. And my dad wasn't a huge sports nut either, but he realized that this was something to experience. That was just the way it was. So we went there. He bought me a couple little, a pendant, that I could hang on the wall, and which I wish I still had. And then there was one other thing I can't remember, but we spent that day together. It was awesome. I remember every detail of it, and that's the event that I woke up remembering this morning was, the World Series. I'm not sure why that was in my head. And it was awesome. A couple years later, he took me to a Dodgers game. I think our whole family maybe went. I know my uncle was there too, who has passed away since then as well. But we went to a Dodgers game, and that was amazing. Not Dodgers, but basketball. I forgot. Los Angeles team. I forgot the name of the Los Angeles team. See how into this I am? Is it the Lakers? I don't know. Anyway, we went to the game, basketball. My dad had actually played basketball in high school. And I just remember that time with him too, and with the rest of the family. And these are events, and I have a million memories. But today I remembered the sports ones. I miss my dad. I miss him every day. And I miss the person that he was in my life. I miss his wisdom. I miss those times when I could just call him up or sit with him and ask for advice or talk about what I'm doing, or he was always interested, always encouraging. And I miss those days. I really do. But I am so thankful that I had him in my life. So let me tell you why I decided to talk about this today. Because this isn't a Bible study. I don't have any Bible verses. I don't have any deep revelations from the scriptures for you. But I do have something that I think is extremely important for all of us, and that is make memories. Make them. If you're a parent, you have an opportunity to make memories. Get out and do things you don't usually do. Do things that your kids are going to remember the rest of their lives fondly. If you want to get together with other members of the family, a brother, a sister, a parent, whatever it is, but make some memories. My mom and I go to Burger King about 2 or 3 times a week. We do. We go through the drive-thru, and they're called Impossible Whoppers, because I'm vegan, but they have these, pretend meat Whoppers, and they're really good. You honestly can't tell it apart. And we both really enjoy it, and it's a meal. So we go there, and they've been having a 2-for-1 sale for months, which is great. So I tell my mom she's a cheap date. But just that time of driving and spending time with her, and that's not the only thing, but those are all things that are part of my memories. And one day, if she doesn't outlive me, which could happen, I'll look back on those days even with fondness, and so many other things. Things that we do with friends. Man, I could do another one of these on friends and the memories I have. Great memories with friends that I have right now. But making memories. Having faith, treasuring family, enjoying friends. It's something that you have to give a little thought to and be proactive with. So let me give you a little boost today in something that you might do that would make a difference in your life and somebody else's. Think of something that would be unique, that would be different, but would make a memory with those people around you, and be proactive in making them. Your kids will remember, your siblings will remember, your parents will remember, your friends will remember, whoever it might be. They'll remember when you took the time to do something special with them. Yeah. Well, don't forget, folks, you are blessed. So go and be a blessing.